There is a moment, and some of you may be in it right now, where survival no longer fits. The strategies that once kept you afloat don't work the way they used to. And even though nothing may look wrong on the outside, inside something is quietly saying, I can't keep living like this. By the end of this video, I want you to understand what this moment actually is, why it can feel confusing or unsettling, and what begins to change when an empath stops surviving and starts living from a different place. I'm Diane, and welcome to The ReSOULution. This is a space for people who are done shrinking, fixing, and forcing. And you're ready to understand what's actually happening inside, instead of judging it. So there's a very specific feeling that comes with this moment. The coping strategies that once worked start to feel heavy. The roles you played, the helper, the strong one, the peacemaker, begin to feel false. Not because they were wrong, but because they were temporary. And you're actually at this part where you don't actually know what's next. You just know you can't go back. This moment isn't a breakdown. It's a threshold. Many empaths go through what I call a cocoon phase. You withdraw, you simplify, you get quieter, less social energy, less tolerance for noise, chaos, or emotional demand, and less desire to explain yourself. And this often gets misunderstood. People think that you're isolating or giving up or not healed enough yet. But that's not what's happening. I actually did a video a few weeks ago about isolation versus solitude, and it really clarifies this. So if people are giving you a hard time about this phase, just go back into that video and just to make sure that it is actually like sort of this cocoon phase and not a solitude isolating phase. So, because in this cocoon phase, you're not avoiding life, right? Something inside of you is reorganizing. The cocoon exists so transformation can happen safely. Old identities loosen, old strategies fall away, the nervous system begins to recalibrate. This phase isn't about becoming less, it's about shedding what no longer fits. And that takes quiet. I know it took a lot of quiet for me, and I did struggle with am I isolating? Am I, depressed? And all these questions that I had when I was going through this cocoon phase. And it was just this teeter-totter of really unclear messages on what direction I was meant to be teetering on, But I realized that taking that quiet time was really, really important for my growth, for my nervous system, and to understand. I would go out and be in public places and be in social environments, and then I would come home and take a couple of days, but I was really learning what was happening inside of my body. And so the next time I would go out, I would take those lessons that I had, and I would be even better, and it would be less time to recover. And that's, many empaths get stuck. They start believing that the cocoon is actually the destination. You stay small to stay safe. You hide wisdom instead of embodying it. You turn healing into a permanent identity. You keep working on yourself instead of living from what you've already integrated. Healing just becomes another form of protection. And eventually that starts to feel heavy. When an empath stops surviving, something changes. They stop absorbing everything and start discerning. They stop fixing and they begin modeling. They stop hiding and they start anchoring presence. You no longer need to manage the room to feel safe inside of yourself. You become self-reverenced, and that changes the entire game. It changes everything. This is the part that people don't always expect. Empaths don't become leaders by being louder. They become leaders by being steadier. Calm becomes leadership. Boundaries become permission. Presence becomes medicine. Because you're trying to teach, but because people can feel the difference in you. You know, being an empath doesn't mean that you're here to carry the weight of the world on your back. You're here to change how the world operates, simply by how you show up. Not through sacrifice, not through self-erasure, but through embodied truth. And this is what happens when survival is no longer the driver. So, if you feel like something is ending, you're right. And if you feel something larger is asking to move through you, that's not your imagination. It's your next orientation. And I'm building something very special for empaths who are ready to step out of survival and into a new way of living. And I'm going to share that with you all very soon. This is from years of my life as an empath, unhealed empath, to the last 5 years of coming through it. And here I am today. So I'm really happy to be sharing this journey with you, and I'm happy that I'm a part of your journey. And stay tuned for my next videos. They're all going to be surrounding this stuff, and I really look forward to seeing you. If you don't mind, new channels, it's really helpful to have the likes, subscribes, shares, and comments. So go ahead and do that for me. That would be awesome. And thank you so much for joining me. And I love you all. And I'll see you on the next video.